Okay, so we are in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic right now, but I am 36 and a half weeks pregnant, and so I figured what better time than now to share my nursery with you guys. We just finished up the nursery, so I figured I would take you guys for a little tour. Welcome to our nursery, guys. So we just finished up, I would say, this week kind of with organization and all of that. I am 36 and a half weeks pregnant right now, so baby is going to be coming pretty soon, and we kind of decided to go with, I love organic textures like woods and greens and stuff, but we decided to go with a storybook Winnie the Pooh theme for the nursery. So that is what has influenced kind of the quotes and some of the decorations. I always loved Winnie the Pooh growing up, and my husband did also, so that is kind of why we decided to go with this theme for the nursery. So we got our crib from Million Dollar Baby, and they kind of did a little bit of a collaboration with me. I absolutely love it. It is a wrought iron metal crib, and one thing I love about their cribs is that they're all the parts are made in the United States, which I think is super awesome, because I was stressed about getting a metal crib if the materials hadn't been processed kind of correctly and sustainably, and they weren't sourced responsibly. And so I think that was one thing that I was apprehensive about with bringing a new baby and putting it in a metal crib. But their products are all made in the United States, and they're really, really, really careful with the way that they make them. So I'm a big fan of this crib. And it's actually, I found out after the fact, it's like the same one that Joanna Gaines just used. So it's really cute. But you all know I have like a thing in my heart for Fixer Upper. My husband and I actually did the board and batten siding, and we're renting this house, so that was like one thing I was super sad about, was the fact that we wouldn't be able to do much for the nursery. And I'm super out of breath because I'm like dying, but I figured we couldn't do much for the nursery, like as far as paint or decorations, because we are renting and we can't do anything super permanent. And I absolutely loved board and batten molding. I love board and batten siding on houses. I love board and batten molding. And so I knew that I wanted something architectural in the baby's nursery, but I just didn't know if I could achieve it being a renter. And then I kind of devised a creative plan, which if you haven't already seen that video, it's pretty cool. I devised a creative plan on how to actually like create this so it's totally removable and doesn't damage the walls. So what we did is we purchased stick-on removable for renters wallpaper, and we put it up along, cut out in different panel sections, and then painted it white. And then we cut out our board and batten molding using slightly smaller pieces of molding than what I would use for a normal house. These are, I believe they're 1 by, or they're, which is actually 3/4 of an inch, but I think they may actually be a 1/2 inch thick, which is unusual for board and batten because usually it's a little bit thicker, but they're not nailed to the wall. They're not screwed to the wall. They're not nailed to the wall. Usually you use a nail gun and nail glue. We didn't do any of that. They're actually all stuck on with Velcro, believe it or not, with Command Velcro. So all of these pieces are stuck on with Command Velcro, and then I took a caulk gun and I caulked all of the kind of seams and joints so that it would have a little bit more of a finished look. So when it comes time to move, there is no paint and there are no nails on this entire wall of molding, which I love. So side note, that was really fun. We had to do a project because we always do projects. And then my mom and I made this mobile, which I just love. And I actually made the mobile, called mobile stand, mobile hanger, I don't even know. But this is the mobile that my mom made. She actually crocheted all of these pieces. This is macrame, and then these pieces are actually embroidery hoops that she crocheted around with this colored yarn. And then I got, I'm not a felter of the many craft projects I do. Felting is not one of them. And I got these little bumblebees and beehives and the little balls from Etsy, and they're felted. And what I did was I took a thicker upholstery thread and I ran the felted parts through the upholstery thread and hung them in this way on the mobile, so it made like a whole thing and a whole scene for the baby to look up at. And then this is from Amazon, and it plays a bunch of different mixes of Disney and classical and music, like music from musicals. So I love that. You can change the speed with which it rotates and the volume and the songs being played, so it's really great. And then this stand I saw on Etsy, and I just didn't want to pay the money to pay someone else to make it, so I made it myself. But yeah, that's the mobile stand, and it is adjustable height-wise as the baby gets older. And then these 3 frames up at the top are scenes from the original Winnie the Pooh books, and my sister actually is going to be replacing them with watercolors that she's done at some point. We are just in the midst of the COVID-19 craziness and pandemic right now, so I have not been able to see my family or get any of that kind of stuff. So that's why I have the scenes in there for right now that are going to be being replaced, but they're pretty cute. So my mom actually made the nursery bedding for us. As you can see, I kind of have the bumpers in a creative place right now because I don't want them up at the top, but I did want the print to show. So I have our crib bumpers down there just because for safe sleep, I don't want any bumpers in the crib, and I'm not going to have the blankets hanging over the edge or the toys in the crib at all. So that is why they're on the bottom, although they're really cute, and I'll probably use them when the baby's much older and can definitely move himself. This is a blanket that my mom knitted in a honeycomb print. She may have crocheted this actually, but it's a really pretty honeycomb print, and blue is kind of our accent color in here. And then this is a quilt that she made for the baby, which is so precious. It's all these different scenes from Winnie the Pooh, and it's called Winnie the Pooh's Blustery Day, but it has different scenes in each quilt square here. And she kind of did it that way. We talked about it a lot, but she ended up doing it that way so that when the baby's doing tummy time and he's a little bit older, he can actually see the different scenes and have a story associated with each one. So that's that. I also love my crib sheets, and they're super nice and soft and a really great knit. So that's that. That's the bedding, and then as you can see, we have Pooh and a little Lovey in the crib, and then the mobile spinning, and then those Pooh pictures, which I love. Okay, so over here we have the baby's bookcase, and Michael and I also made this bookcase for the baby's nursery. It's just kind of simple gray wood, and we actually ended up using a present from Michael's dad. It's a nail gun, which was super helpful in making this because it left a really pretty cabinet-like finish. So we stained it with a light gray stain, and I wiped the stain off pretty quickly because I wanted the wood grain to show through. And I actually have a couple pieces in our house that are IKEA Hemnes furniture, and it has that gray stain finish to it. So I kind of wanted the bookcase to match that stuff, and using this stain and wiping it off quickly to allow the grain to show through totally achieves that look. So on the bookcase we have this super cute little nightlight that my mom made, and it has kind of the nightlight is inside the poo tree, and so Pooh's here on the outside with a honey, oh my gosh, honey beehive, with a beehive, and it says Mr. Sanders on it, and then it has a little bell which says ring also, and then the nightlight is inside and it has a little picture of Pooh with honey on a flame retardant vellum material, so it's super cute. And then there's a little plate which was actually like my baby plate when I was a little kid. It's silver and it has the ABCs all the way around the edge. And then there's one of my maternity photos here, and then a little scene from Winnie the Pooh where they're doing the poo sticks over the bridge. And then this is my, if you guys ever watched Little Bear, that's my little bear from when I was a kid, and he talks and it's so cute. Michael thinks it's creepy, but I think it's adorable. So that's my Pooh Bear, and then I have all these books for the baby here. All of the baby's books are right here, and I plan on reading to him a ton. I remember loving reading as a child, and one of the reasons why we made the bookshelf so low and accessible is because when I was a kid, I had a bookshelf that just was about this height. It was like 2 shelves high, and it ran the length of our hallway upstairs. And I just remember loving being able to go up there and grab books, and the whole thing was filled with kids' books. And I know children's books are expensive, but one of the things, check Goodwill, check thrift stores for children's books, and then the other thing I recommend is libraries have used book sales, and they're all canceled right now because of COVID-19, and I was going to go and get a bunch for our son, but you can definitely go when COVID is not a thing anymore, because they have, I know the ones in our area, like every library in our area at least has an annual, if not semi-annual, children's book sale, and it's a great place to buy books for like a quarter or 50 cents and stock up that library for your little one. So I highly recommend doing that if that's not something that you're used to doing. But these are all books from my childhood, and I'm going to pass them along to my sister when she has kids too, because they're definitely like our books together. But this was a present from my mother-in-law, and it is the complete tales of Winnie the Pooh, and it's really beautiful. It's like the actual illustrated Winnie the Pooh book. And then these are our old Pooh books that my sister and I used to read, and just a bunch of other favorite books that we used to read. And then in here I have some toys for the baby. I actually found these toys at I knew I wanted this. I was looking on Amazon. I think it's a really great toy for visual perception and spatial learning. But these are all toys that I had when I was a baby, actually, which my mom saved. And so I have a bunch of these toys in here, and some toys from our baby shower as well. So these are just some toy bins for the baby. This one I'm storing some baby hats in, and then this was a gift from Michael's company commander's wife at our old post, who is a really dear mom friend and gives me all the baby advice. So we have that over there as well. So then this is the baby's closet. We're living in an old house, so everything is like a little bit small as far as closet space. And as you can see, the doors are like really old, which is kind of cool. I love it. All the doorknobs and the locks and stuff are really neat. But this is the baby's closet, and I have washed all of his baby clothes up to about probably I think up to 9 to 12. I haven't washed anything beyond that, and a bunch of people did get us like 12-month sizes, which was really helpful. So we're like prepared for once he grows. But I do have his clothes organized by size. I have his onesies and his onesies that are more for sleeping, and his sleepers are in the dresser and his changing table. So they're not in here, but these are kind of more of his like full-on outfits or things that are combination outfits. And then I have my breast pump stuff up at the very top of the closet ready to go, because I am planning on breastfeeding if I can, if I'm able to. And then there's shoes. I have, you guys can't see it, but at the very bottom I have one of those hanging organizers, and I may do a video, like a totally separate video, I think, on how I've organized the nursery, if that would be helpful for you guys, because I think it's pretty efficiently done. Having cared for newborns and babies in the past, I think it's kind of like everything's easy access. But I do have in that hanging organizer his shoes, booties, bonnets, and things like that. I personally have not bought him any shoes. My sister bought him, my sister's way more stylish than I am, and she bought him some Sperry's, some Ralph Lauren sneakers. What else did she get him? There's some really cute shoes, but I didn't get them for the baby. I'm sure I will add some more shoes to his collection once he's walking, and honestly just because the baby boy shoes are really cute, but I just couldn't justify buying shoes for a child that doesn't walk when the shoes are like $30 a pair. So that is his closet. I do have a humidifier for him over on the bookshelf as well, which I didn't point out to you guys. So there's a humidifier over there for the baby, and then this is actually our changing table. I didn't want to get a normal changing table because it's like such a waste of furniture. I mean, if you get a nursery set, I understand, but I have this furniture in other places in our house, and so I figured I would just kind of continue adding to that look and ensemble, and that way I have a dresser that can double as a changing table, but that he can use as he gets older and doesn't need a changing table anymore. So I did get this dresser from IKEA. It's the IKEA Hemnet. This is actually his changing pad. I do have a strap for it, but it has a really pretty organic cotton cover from Blue Snail, and I actually got it for our baby shower, but it was on our Amazon registry, which I absolutely love this cover. It is so soft. I can't wait to use it for the baby. I do have a wipes container over here from Ubby. And I have our Hatch Baby Rest back here. The baby monitor is going, excuse me, I have hiccups really badly in pregnancy, but you know, third trimester problems. The baby monitor is going to go on this side, and we'll look down into the crib. And then I have a hamper over here actually, which I'll show you guys real quick. It's like this super cute little rolling hamper with a net top, so you can tie it off and take it downstairs. And I got this from Amazon as well. It was like $9, but it's small, it's ventilated, and it's thin. I have our diaper pail over here, and I did end up going with the Diaper Genie. I thought about a couple other ones. I think it was the Ubby pail that I really liked. I'm trying to remember. It was like the metal one that was really expensive, but I ended up liking the Diaper Genie better. I know you have to buy specific bags for it, which is why a lot of moms don't like it, but I just love that it twists. If I had the baby downstairs, and if I was really good about taking out trash and laundry, I would use one of the normal ones that doesn't twist. But I honestly don't know how long the diapers will sit up here. I'm hoping not long, but I'm being realistic about life and me and how good I am at taking things out to the trash cans, which are kind of a little ways away. So realistically, I wanted one that twists to lock in the smell so that it didn't sit up here and make the whole upstairs of our house smell bad. So that is why I did end up going with the Diaper Genie. I opted not to go for a wipes warmer, and I know a lot of people do that. I am having a baby boy, so I felt like a little, maybe like I should do the wipes warmer, and I haven't yet, but it's something I'm willing to add if I can tell that he's in a lot of discomfort from the not warm wipes. I'm willing to warm them up kind of in my hands beforehand, but the way I feel about it, and the reason why I didn't get one right away is because, one, I've heard they dry out the wipes really badly, so I'd rather have them have moist wipes than dry wipes. But the other reason was because I know that in all situations I'm not going to have warm wipes on hand. If I'm out and about, if we're backpacking, like whatever we're doing with the baby, I want him to have diverse experiences from the beginning, and I want him to be able to adjust to different situations, because I think that change is one of the biggest things that we struggle with as human beings in the world and as babies and growing up. And so I think a little bit of, from the beginning, maybe not experiencing those warm wipes might prepare him better for those unique situations as compared to having warm wipes at home, and then, oh, you're out and about and here's this freezing cold wipe, and you're on a trip and here's a freezing cold wipe, or, you know, the power's down and there's no warm wipes. I don't want him to have that as a trauma. And I think if you don't have the other option, like the warm wipes all the time, you won't even realize that there's anything wrong with cool wipes. So I'm not sure how I feel on that, but that is my thought right now, just from a psychology and neuroscience perspective. But I will keep you posted on whether or not I switch and get a wipe warmer, because I definitely don't want my baby to be in pain or anything to be too uncomfortable for him as a boy, because I do understand a lot about nerves and sensitivity and all of that. So anyways, then the last section I think is my baby rocker, so I'll show you guys that really quickly. You guys can kind of see this sign up here I made, and I repurposed some of our wedding signs actually. This one was new, I built it for the nursery, but the other one I sanded down from our wedding so I could kind of have it as a memory of our wedding and a memory of our son. Okay, so this is our baby rocker. It's actually also from $1 Million Baby, which they're the ones that did our crib, and you can find it at Bye Bye Baby, I think, if you want to try it in stores. We ended up getting this one from Bed Bath & Beyond because it was cheaper for me to use like the coupon combos for Bed Bath & Beyond, but they're owned by the same company, Bed Bath & Beyond and Bye Bye Baby, so you can use the coupons from either store at the other one. I don't even know how to say that, but yeah, you can use your like 20% off one item coupons, or if you have like a $25 off a purchase coupon, you can use it at either one. We do have radiators in this house. We have radiant heat, so these are our radiators, and I have this cute little beehive that was made for the nursery, and then his ultrasound picture at 20 weeks, which was so precious and I love. And then these up here, which you guys may have seen, were actually my rattle and my baby cup from when I was little. And then there's a little crocheted lovey for him as well. This is a fawn. This is Elliot the fawn from Cuddle and Kind. They were so sweet to send this for our son, which I just so appreciate. And he is precious. And what's really cool about their company is when you purchase one of their animals for your kids, the hand knitted animals, they donate 10 meals to children in need, which I think is so special and so great of them. So it is one doll for 10 meals to children in need. And so this is Elliot the fawn. He has little spots on the back, which I think is so cute. And then these are just some baby blankets that our son is going to use at the hospital and when he comes home, that were made for us or gotten for us by family members. So yeah, I did end up going with a glider. I love our glider. It is so comfy. Like, I will just be, if Michael can't find me, I'm probably sitting in here on the glider. Daisy loves it. She sits up here all the time now on the glider. So I'm hoping she can really bond with the baby by finding a comfy spot in here. It is a recliner as well. So you can recline it. There's a handle on the inside and it pops up and does recline. So it's both a glider and a recliner, which I really like. It was really affordable, very comfortable, padded, and the material is kind of a tweed, but it's not a rough tweed. So I really like it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me on the nursery tour. This is probably my favorite room in the house now, and I can't wait to have our little guy to kind of put in the crib and just have in here and read books to and spend time with. We're getting down to the wire and I'm really excited despite everything that's going on in the world. I hope you liked our nursery and that it can inspire you kind of with its neutral color palette, but also its whimsical inspiration. If you guys have any questions about products or anything I didn't mention or how to do something, something, how to make something, definitely drop it to me in the comments below. Like, even we've made so much for this nursery, even the flower garland that you guys saw, the green flowers, I made that with paper and string. So if you are bored during COVID and you're trying to create your baby's nursery, or you're looking at this in the future, just drop me a message in the comments below or shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll try to tell you how we did it. I hope you love our nursery as much as we do, and just hope you can share in the joy of us welcoming our first child into the world. If you can, make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to see more of the videos of our son in the coming days and kind of this journey as new parents and with motherhood. I'm really excited to share the real, raw, and authentic moments with you guys. So definitely give me a thumbs up and tap the little bell so you get notifications. I'll see you guys later. Bye.